Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Queen's Wish, the Conqueror! Last episode, we finally basically finished exploring through the Yucat lands, or at least the first half of it. Cleared out what we could, dealt with what we could. Now that that's been done, it's time for us to finally go into the Ahriel lands. We'll finally get some quicksilver out of all this, but first we need to go through the Oriole thicket. So let's go in, take a look. The forests of the Ahriel are surrounded by a thick, thorny, impenetrable thicket of woods. Just burning and hacking your way in is far beyond your capability. The main route into their lands is a narrow path through the woods. The Ahriel clear it sometimes, so they can send envoys and traders to the Vol in the Yucatish. You'll have to get in through here. One of your battalions is camped at the entrance to the narrow path. Hundreds of your soldiers, freshly arrived on Sacramentum, are waiting for you to come and deliver orders. Oh. You know, I did notice that each of the regions has like a different chime when you walk into an area. The Vol was more Arabic, the Yucat, I already forgot. The Ahriel is more magical. Alright, let's go deal with them. The thorny, nightmarish thicket blocking off the Ahriel woods has a gap here. This was a trading post and customs station where people trying to enter Ahriel lands could be questioned. A gravel road stretches north into their thick woods. When you approach, you see a heartening sight. Haven soldiers. The East Battalion has come here from the Haven docks and set up camp. Some warriors are tending to their weapons. Others are chopping at the thicket, which is constantly slowly growing into their base. There is an old slumping Ahriel hall to the west. Haven soldiers guard the door. This must be where the battalion headquarters is. I imagine so. Alright. Haven archers, Haven wizards. All hail Haven! You get a better look at the enchanted Ahriel thicket surrounding your camp. A massive wall of grey thorny vines blocks the road to the north. A slightly sparser wall blocks a path to the west. The Ahriel want to keep you out. Several mages are standing by the walls of thorns having an intense conversation. They are confident that they can blast their way through. They just don't want to cause a fire or other disaster while doing it. The pathways into Ahriel lands are overgrown with these quickly expanding thorny trees. Excuse me. Two wizards of Haven are standing in front of them, earnestly discussing what combination of magical explosions would most likely cut back the growth without causing a disaster. You try to get their attention, but they are completely absorbed in the problem. Nothing you can do to help them anyway. Alright, we've got all our people there. Ah, here's a chest with a pile of wood. Definitely take that. We go in here. General Toru. Okay. The general of this battalion is sitting at the end of the table, working efficiently through piles of maps and ledgers. He's a sort of grey functionary you have seen by the thousands, parading through your mother's throne room. You played countless pranks on them as a child. Now you have come to deal with one. He kneels. Then he rises and says,
I am General Toru of the 3rd Battalion, of the 3rd Army 5th Battalion.
His voice is flat and clinical.
Welcome, Prince. I have a report for you.
Why do you want to report to me? General Toru blinks.
You are Prince, yes? Only you outrank me on Sacramentum. I was selected to aid you in your mission.
I will accept your report.
Of course, Prince. I have been pained by my lack of a superior to report to. Our battalion, now called the East Battalion, has firmly established this camp. We have had no battles, taken no casualties. Our supplies are good. However, we have not been able to enter the Ahriel woods. We hope for guidance and assistance.
You want guidance and assistance? From me?
When sent here, I was given both orders and limits. I can only send soldiers and resources into the Ahriel woods under certain circumstances. The first entry, for example, must be made by you. Until you have opened the way, I can only look after my battalion and prepare.
Why is a general in charge of a mere battalion?
Because this is a very important battalion and a very important job. I was personally selected for this job. It is a great honor. Don't worry, my warriors will fight with the ferocity of a full army.
I want to know more about these woods.
Of course. I was sent to advise above all else. The main authority is yours. I will never question it.
As much as he might want to.
I await any requests you have.
Tell me about yourself, General.
I have served Haven's army for some time.
His voice is so flat, uninterested. He is the opposite of Sutter in every way. The most important officers of the Haven army are usually way more dashing.
I was selected for my discipline and for my earlier experience in the Oriole Woods. I am ready to obey your orders, if I am allowed to do so.
You have served here before.
I was stationed in the Oriole Woods when the calamity happened. When the Dread Queen Sharon was forced to withdraw our army, I went with.
Been on many campaigns?
I have long ago lost track. There is always a vassal that must be helped, or punished.
You wait for some sort of interminable war story. The generals are usually full of them. Toru says no more. Will you take my orders?
Of course. The one who selected me told me to direct and aid you with one limit. My soldiers can't enter the Ahriel Woods in force until we have an ally there, someone we can help in return for them obeying their contract with Haven. I was honored to be chosen.
Who selected you to come here?
Your older sister, Princess Delia. She gave the orders personally, in her chambers, about 6 months ago. It was a great honor.
6 months? And Delia kept this a secret from you all that time. Delia picked you personally.
I am experienced and disciplined.
Why do you think she picked you?
Because I know the Ahriel. They are a frivolous and mercurial people. I have dealt with them. I know how to look past their nonsense and not be distracted by it.
You sit with General Toru and have tea. He respectfully ignores all of his work while he speaks with you. His voice is always flat and he rarely shows an expression. It's easy to forget that this man has led warriors into many battles. I want to know more about the Ahriel.
They are a strange and erratic people. A lot of strange beliefs, uncontrolled magic, all manner of nonsense. I've dealt with them before. They have an unusual tiered society.
What are the tiers of their society?
There are the blessed. They are the ones who drink elixir, a potion made from quicksilver. It tints their skin and hair, makes them live longer, and drives them mad. They think this makes them better. Then there is everyone else, the poor and the normal people. They live in what the blessed call trench towns.
Toru shakes his head.
Even among vassals, they are unusual.
What makes you so suitable to deal... before I ask, the way he speaks, it sounds like 2 of the vassals have the same kind of thing. The Ahriel have the blessed and the poor. So the ones massively in charge and the ones who are oppressed. The Vol have the same kinds of things. The ones who are in charge and the ones who are enslaved to the ones in charge. Sorry, indentured servitude to the ones in charge. And those who manage to slip through the cracks and not be either. The Ukata are the only ones who aren't, surprisingly. What makes you so suitable to deal with them?
Because the Ahriel are surrounded by mist and confusion, whimsy and distractions. They tend to make it difficult to focus. I prevail by never forgetting the most important thing.
And what is the most important thing?
Don't pay attention to their nonsense. Remember your goal. Strike. They will crumble like anyone else. For more, talk to Sage Malta. She is a student of their ways. I'm just an old soldier.
Okay, I've already asked that. What is your battalion doing right now?
Waiting. We can't proceed until the way to the Oriole Woods is opened. However, Princess Delia told me that the first contact must be made by you. She also told me that I should give you advice.
Alright. You would give me... alright, I'll take your advice.
My mages are attempting to clear a path into the Ahriel's enchanted wood. Once you can enter, you should clear a path through the thicket. This will be an excellent opportunity to become familiar with the strange, frivolous magic of the Ahriel.
Why is this thicket here?
The Oriole Woods are crisscrossed by such thickets. Their woods are one of the most important parts of their defenses.
Are any Ahriel in this thicket?
I don't believe so. The border was abandoned when we arrived. Once the Haven army was gone, they stopped placing soldiers at this border. Such unfocused, frivolous people.
Isn't there a road, though?
There is. The Ahriel had some trade with the Ukat and Vol. It passed through here. Their enchanted trees overgrew the road as soon as my East Battalion arrived. Most irritating.
Alright, that's all for now, thanks. I imagine it'll explode once we go out there. Ah! Treaty of Vassalage between Haven and the Ahriel, year 462. Here is outlined the vassalage contract between the mighty Empire of Haven and the Blessed of the Ahriel Woods, between King Kale of Haven and the High Council in High El Hovo. Haven declares that the Ahriel are a full vassal, with all protections included. An attack on the Ahriel is an attack on us. Thieves and raiders in the Ahriel Woods are an offense to Haven and will be removed. Full trade between our powers is guaranteed. In return, the Ahriel grant Haven full movement in their territories and full consultation on any political matters. Land for 2 forts will be provided for Haven, and the Ahriel will protect the security of these lands. The Ahriel will guarantee that Haven receives full priority in the trade of potions, which provide an advantage in battle. The Ahriel will provide envoys to Haven whose brains are untouched by the effects of elixir. No trade in elixir will take place outside of Ahriel Woods. This agreement will last as long as Haven and the Ahriel exist as independent peoples. So agreed in sacred bond by both parties in the year 462. It seems like these 2 paragraphs here are actually fairly common between the two. Between all the vassals. This third one is the one that's always variable. Okay, so basically, we give them the same thing that everyone else gets. Protection, trade, and all that. And in exchange, in the case of the Ahriel, we get potions that help with battle, and envoys who haven't dealt with elixir, and we don't get any elixir, which is probably a good thing. I have no intention of using any. The kitchen for the battalion is a tornado of noisy energy, and your soldiers gobble their food, shout at each other, and plan the glorious campaigns to come. The eye of the tornado is an elderly woman with a broad grin and limitless energy. She cooks food, serves it, banters, and acts as quartermaster at the same time. When you enter, the whole place gets eerily quiet. The soldiers are nervous. Then the woman cries, "Welcome, Prince. I am Margaret Martin. I am the battalion's mother, and we are ready to serve." They all cheer and return to their business. "How did you come to be here?" She brushes back her gray hair. "I volunteered. I heard rumors back home that Haven was to return to Sacramentum. I left my family and argued until General Toru brought me along." Family history. My grandfather served in Sacramentum. He was here when the Ahriel became a proper vassal. He was old when the calamity happened, and our leaving broke his heart. I'm here in his memory. Who did you leave behind? 5 children. Quite an assortment of grandchildren. I'm sure they miss me, and I know I miss them. Still, I have to teach them by example. That's why I'm here, for Haven. What drove you to come here? Some of the soldiers laugh when they hear this. To secure Haven! And I confess, for the adventure. I served in a few vassals when I was young before I married. I always wanted to return to this life. And you aren't afraid? No. Haven soldiers are the best anywhere. There is no force on this continent that can stand to face a full, prepared Haven force, let alone our East Battalion. Margaret Martin speaks with you while effortlessly ladling out food and portioning out swords, shields, and other equipment. You notice that a lot of the soldiers call her Mother. You are the mother here? Yes, I feed them, clothe them, advise them. I guess I'm a mother, whether home or abroad. Since I'm the quartermaster, I might have some advice for you, too. Ways to get us the supplies we need. What sort of advice do you have? We have some supplies, but not enough. We need more. However, we can't send soldiers into the Ahriel to get it. Queen's orders. You, on the other hand... She pauses to give a soldier some arrows. There's an old cache of valuable cinnabar nearby. Our records say Haven bought it, but never collected it. If you could make sure it's there and unguarded, we could collect it. Where is the cache? In a grove of woods due east of here and north of Sylvan. There may still be an old tattered Haven banner marking it. Why do I need to recover it? You don't need to bring it. You just need to clear away any guards or pests or toothy vermin. Then I can sneak in some workers to clear this stuff out. With luck, we can use the cinnabar to get more quicksilver for you. Any idea what dangers might be there? No idea. I just have the map and the contract, both very old. What services do you offer? I'm the cook and quartermaster. Too much work, but it's what we were stuck with. I make do. Supplies and food. That's what I offer. I could use some supplies. Not sure I have anything suitable for a prince. Give me some time to look around. Why don't you go find a way through this accursed thicket? I could use a hot meal. Margaret serves you up stew and bread. A bit humble for you, sure, but it's what we have. It's flavorful and delicious. I need something else. Actually, no. Thank you very much. Ah, that was nice. Alright, that door is locked, surprisingly. The Ahriel, a survey. The arrogant, remote Ahriel live in the thick woods of northeast Sacramento. They are a proud, pale folk, masters of magic. They are protected by powerful spells and traps obscuring the roads into their forests. The Oriole boasts powerful magicians and alchemists who work quicksilver into a substance they call elixir. Elixir can be used to enchant the weapons of the Ahriel, and the most powerful and honored of their people drink potions made of elixir to lengthen their lives and increase their power. This was the main use of the Ahriel. Haven made sure that a portion of their fine potions were sold throughout the Empire for fair prices. Haven even found ways to use elixir, though seeing its effect on the Ahriel who used it was worrying. Oh, an achievement. I guess that's called Delia's Good Influence. I'm guessing that achievement is for reading enough books. A guide to the resources of Okay, we already know how to get the resources. We know about that. Sage Malta. The headquarters of the East Battalion are very cramped. Too many soldiers and officers are jammed into one old, dilapidated Ahriel trading post. The East Battalion Sage has been crammed with her records in a little corner of these barracks. She sits hunched on her chair, maps and ledgers piled up to her knees. She looks up at you. She touches her finger lightly to her temple. Then she says, "Hello, Prince. I am Malta, the Sage." Why are you touching your head like that? Oh, yes, I should explain. I am attuned to the mental vibrations of the world. Sometimes I hear messages. It helps with my work as a... excuse me. She touches her temple for a while. Sorry, as a sage. So you are the official battalion sage? Of course. I keep the records, send out the general's orders, maintain the honored history of the battalion. What drew you to the Oriole Woods? Well, orders, of course. The Queen sent us, a really honorable post. A lot of battalions fought for us. Lots of promotions are going to come out of... She winces and touches her temple. What are you sensing now? I don't know. These woods, they're infused with magic. Spirits. I hear them all the time. It's hard to sleep. I hope that you can learn something valuable. I will try. The Ahriel were a mystery even before the calamity. They have had decades more to become even stranger. But I will tease out their secrets. I will. Tell me about the Ahriel. I will be glad to help. I have been reading all of our old records about them. They're an unusual vassal by any standard. They have a semi-egalitarian, two-tiered society divided by wealth and practice. The dividing point is ingestion of a substance called elixir. What are the tiers of their society? There are the Ahriel and the Blessed. Ahriel are normal people. The Blessed are the ones rich and foolhardy enough to drink their elixir. They are also the ones who run the society or choose those who run it. Typical vassal nonsense. How are they ruled? The cities each choose a council of Blessed. Then, sometimes, those councils go to a place called High El Hovo and make the big decisions. These are all people who have drunk lots of elixir, making them... erratic. I imagine these meetings are quite lively. How might I get them to be our vassals again? She touches her temple for a bit. Their councils are erratic, so you might get them to submit to us if you just catch them on a good day. Otherwise, their leadership is quite ineffective. I'm sure there are plenty of disgruntled non-blessed about. Tell me about elixir. The Ahriel specialize in making potions. It's Haven's main trade with them. Elixir is a special potion made with extra quicksilver. It is expensive and has very dramatic effects. What effect does it have on them? It makes them live far longer. Their skin turns a greenish shade, their hair turns quite white, and... well, they are drinking a lot of quicksilver. It makes them mentally erratic. Have you ever had elixir? Oh, no, the General has forbidden it, and I wouldn't drink it even if he hadn't. It would probably disrupt my own considerable mental powers. Should I try elixir? The prospect disturbs her greatly, but she knows better than to question royalty. I would not presume to guess, Prince. Malta sets aside her studies and studies her papers while she talks to you. Occasionally, her eyes unfocus. She touches her temple for a while. Then her attention returns to you. Are you the only sage in this area? I was. Our battalion had another, Sage Quentin. He isn't here now. I was to work with him once you open Deepwood Keep. Maybe you can learn more there. Okay, then. Pretty sure that's enough. I wonder why this door is locked. Oh well, either way. And you hear a rush of flame to the north. A hot wind rushes over you. A pair of Haven wizards have unleashed a carefully controlled beam of fire. Soon they walk by, happily satisfied with a job well done. They have at least temporarily cleared the way into the thicket. It will be up to you to find a way through. That is not the side I expected. I guess we'll need to go behind. That's interesting. Instead of through the road. Very curious. Well, while this episode is short, I'm going to end it here because otherwise it would probably end up going long as we made our way through the thicket. So, yeah. I'm going to make this a short one and end this episode here. Next episode, we'll make our way into the thicket, make our way through into Ahriel lands, probably talk back to some guys again, and we'll probably end up going to Sylvan and then the fort, because the fort is where we need to go. Ah, that's where the woods are, where we need to go to for the woman. Anyway, that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I'm Chester44. That is Rupert, Elspeth, Terrence, and Patricia. This has been a Let's Play of Queen's Wish, the Conqueror! And I shall see you all next time.